Access granted.
Hello there YouTube. Today I just want to have a little bit of a talk or waffle or rant a little bit about early access games on Steam. Because I kind of feel that it's becoming like a, I don't know how to explain, like a cancer of games. or like a, it's just gotten too much, man. Almost every like smaller or even bigger company are doing it right now, and many of the games are in early access in forever. The like most known one, I would say, is DayZ. It's been in early access for like 5 years now or something like that, and there's no like roadmap of it being out of early access in like a year or something like that, so it will just keep being there in forever, I think. And I kind of think that companies take advantage of the whole early access thing, because then people won't criticize it so much, and they can just say, oh well, it's still in alpha, quote unquote, and we are still developing it. So they are basically behind a wall of some sort of criticism and all that. And also, I think it actually hurts the game, because I noticed I used to buy a lot of early access games, because a lot of the like open world and sandbox games that I really like, and survival games that I really like to play, they come out in early access, and I buy them. I play them one, you know, like on and off, and then they come to a state where they are, in my opinion, actually as good as a full release game. And I play it for a shitload of time, and then I don't play it for like a year or 2 years. And then, oh, there's a new big update or lots of updates. And I come back to the game. Played a little bit more, but I actually got tired of the game because I played so much in the beginning. And some of those games actually came out of early access, and I'm like, meh. Like one of the perfect examples is like Subnautica. I think they did a really good job of being in early access, not too long, and then come out with the full release. It was not their problem, it was my problem. I actually played the game so much. I think I spent like almost 60 hours in early access mode, if you can call it that. So when it came out in full-blown release, I only played it for like 3 hours. And it was like, well, I already played this game, you know? And it's just like meh. And I feel like you get your fill of the game before it comes out. So it won't have the same impact on you as if it came out. A lot of people waited till it came out in full release and played it, and see a lot of streamers play it, and they were like blown away by the game. And I'm like, yeah, but I had that feeling, you know, way before, and I didn't have the same how can I explain, like in the same volume, because when I played, it was in early access. There was a lot, there's still a little bit of bugs in it, but there were way more bugs than this already right now. So even though I was blown away, I was not like so blown away by the game as many of the other people that waited till it came out in full release. So I had like mixed feelings with the game, where people that played out of early access have really high regard of the game. And in that aspect, I actually think it hurting the game, because if someone asks me about the game, I still have that early access in mind. If someone asked me about DayZ, to circle around back to that, I used to play DayZ way back in the day when there was an armor mod. I was like, yes, they're finally doing a standalone, and I was like, yeah, it can't take more than 2 years maximum, because it was really good in the mod area of the game. So I bought it, I played the shit out of it, and it just never left. Then there was the whole thing with Rocket leaving and all that shit. But now I come back to DayZ like once every year for like an hour or two, and it's still the same shit show. So if people ask me today what I think about Arma, I would say stay away from the game. Oh, sorry, not Arma, DayZ. If they say, oh, DayZ, man, don't play it. and that's in part because it's been in early access so long. And you can see its popularity been really low over the last couple of years because of that, and because the development team is so left and right, they don't really know what to do, in my opinion, what they're doing. And I still have the old mod in my brain, you know, when it was an Arma mod. And when I'm looking at the game now, it's like it's basically the same. they just took the Arma 2 engine and took away all the thing that DayZ did need, and then built a little bit other menu system and gave it a little bit of optimization and all that, and then but all in all it's still the same. So I don't recommend people buying it. I haven't been recommended people buying it for a long time. And I've been like that with a lot of early access games. If I can see that they have been in early access for more than 2 years, I'm like, no, don't, because it will never get out. Some do still, but for the most part, it's just, like I say, it's just like a way for developers to hide behind criticism and basically just take in monies. There's also a lot of games that break down doing early access. They get a shitload of money and then they're like, well, we got our money, let's get out of here. So I personally think that Steam should put a time limit on early access and say, you have 2 years, 3 years, whatever they decide. If your game is not out in full release by that end, there should be some sort of refund to play to people that bought it in early access. I know a lot of companies will just say, well, then we just, after 2 years, just say, okay, this is version 1.0, and not, you know, like, not, but they will still develop it, but it will just be like, okay, we used our 2 years. We put it out as a 1.0, deal with the criticism, and see if we still can earn a little bit more money. But I think it will also make them like think a little bit about what they do, because if the game is not good after 2 years, it will get really negative reviews and people stop buying it. So they only have like a certain amount of time to get, you know, to cash in on the early access basically, and get a lot of games. Like a game that I really like is Imperium Galactic Survival. I think that's how we pronounce it anyway. They have a roadmap about how it's been in early access for a long time, but with each update it gets mega better, and they have a roadmap for when they will be out in full release and all that. And I think Subnautica actually did the same thing. They had like a whole roadmap, and I think that should also be a requirement, that you should have like a roadmap that say, okay, we are at this state right now, and within like 1 or 2 years or 3 years we will have the full release, and during that time there will be so and so updates. And again, if they don't do it, I don't care if they then, okay, if they push the game like, we need to push it, let's say we need to delay the release a little bit. That's okay. They just are not allowed to delay the game like indefinitely. So okay, you can get like 2 or 3 delays. And I don't mind if they then say, okay, well, we used up our time, the game is what it is, let's slap on an early access sticker. A release sticker, because when people are in full access, like in a version 1.0, people tend to be a lot more criticizable about the game, and they tend to not buy them so much if there's negative review, because it's a full release. It's still this knows that people they give this, well, it's this early access. You know, it is pre-release, so it's okay that it's fucked up. If people see that are out looking for games and they say that this is a full release and the game is still really fucked up, they don't buy them. And I think that could actually help both developers and consumers, because they cannot hide behind the early access pre-release wall any longer and just say, well, it is a pre-release, so who cares if the game don't work, or if it only works 40% of the time. Anyway, that's just my little rant. I hope you guys stayed along with me. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on all this, if Steam should put in some restriction on it, because like I said, I personally feel like it's been getting out of hands for a long time. Can't wait to hear your guys' opinions, and remember, it's only opinions. No one is right and no one is wrong, so be nice to each other. See you all later, have a really good fun, and go milk some cows. I need milk. Bye bye.